Hi beauties! So I went to the mailbox and got my paper pumpkin. I get these every week. I love it. So let's open it up and see what we've got here. So of course we got our thank you card. And then this is going to be a Thanksgiving theme. Look at all these great stamps. So it's got thanks to you, with gratitude, thank you. I love this crackle here. And then it's got best wishes and hello. The Stampin' Spot is chocolate chip, really rich brown. I love it. And let's look at what else we've got here. Okay, so this is where all the goodies come into play. So let's go ahead and get this box out of here. We're going to open this up. Oh, it's so pretty. So many things. Alright. So just take my scissors and score open that plastic, and then we're going to go ahead and find all these awesome goodies that are in here. Alright. So we are going to make some shakers, it looks like. So we've got some shaker tape with some dimensionals. There's some twine in here. And it looks like it was an old olive twine. And then we've got 3 different sequins. It looks, there are 3 different sizes. We've got a large, a medium, and a small. And then this is just some acetate here. And what do we have in here? Oh, look at this. Okay, so these are the tops of the shaker cards. They've got some cutouts. And then the envelopes that match with it, and then the inside is just beautiful. So pretty. And then we've got the base of our cards, and they're already cut and scored perfectly for us. And then these are some squares, and I'm not sure what colors they are. It looks like a Cajun Craze, Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight. And these are some banners and some little tags, and then the glue dots. And then I always keep this cardboard part for just other projects. And then we've got the instructions here. So this is about a 30-minute project it should take. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. We'll start building. I've got my block out and my tape and some scissors. And that's about all you need when you get your paper pumpkin. You just need those 3 things and you're fairly set. So these tags are already punched for you. You just need to take them out. And we'll take one of these banners out as well. So the first card I'm going to make is strictly as it's intended. So we'll make a shaker card. And then I'll do a second video to give an alternative using the same exact products. So we're taking one of each of these squares, and then one base and one top. It's really cool that they left those little leaves in there, because I'll use those on my alternative project for sure. And then we get one envelope and an acetate as well. So we're just going to set this stuff off to the side because we're not going to need that envelope yet. We'll go ahead and fold the base here. Set that off to the side for just a moment, and then I'm going to take out these cool little leaves. They are really, really nifty. It looks like there's an oak, a maple, and I don't know what kind of leaf that is. Just a standard leaf. So now this is going to be what we use for the shaker. The acetate will fit right on there. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to build this all crazy. I don't do a lot of shaker cards, But let's go ahead and get out this crackle, which is really, I can't tell you, I am so excited. This will be going on a lot of my cards, not just this one. I'll be using this in the future as well. Okay, I love that they just stick on there so nicely. It makes it nice. You know it's not going to fall off. So we're going to go ahead and just open up the chocolate chip Stampin' spot here. Normally I just use my large ink pads, but for some reason I've misplaced it, so we're going to open this guy up. You just run your scissors right across it and pull it right open there, and then it's good to go. You could cut the other side if you wanted to. I just leave it on there so I know exactly what color and it just stays. So we're going to ink this guy up nice and good with this chocolate chip ink. And then we're going to get one of the squares, and we are just going to place that right over the square. Now it does fit like almost perfectly, so if you don't get it, there's going to be a little bit that doesn't get stamped, but that's okay in this situation because we're just using these squares as a backdrop. So we're just going to do these to all three squares. We're going to do it to this one, which I believe is pumpkin pie, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, the colors are, yeah, I guessed them all. Cajun Craze, Chocolate Chip, Delightful Dijon. The twine is Old Olive. Also, Pumpkin Pie is another color, and then, of course, the top is very vanilla. So you can do any type of fall or Thanksgiving card with those colors. They just work out beautifully. So I've got all three done. I'm just going to set this off to the side, close up my ink for the moment. I'm going to take this off, and what I do is I have a larger block. I have the E size block, and I just stick it on there until I'm ready to use it again. So I'm going to grab the base here, and we're going to start putting these squares on there. So they gave us those little dots, but I'm just going to go ahead and use my Snail adhesive. It just works easier for me. And then I'm just placing them approximately where I think the leaves are going to go. I'm going to put them right up against each other. And then I will put the final color on the other side. Look at it, it's already just, I mean, right there, all just by itself is nice. And then I'm going to take some of the sequins. It's always difficult for me to get in there. And I'm just going to grab a pinch of those. I'm going to put them right onto the square because that's where I know that that shaker should be. Then I'm going to do the same with the smaller sequins, and then the smallest sequins will be next. Same thing, I'm just grabbing a pinch there, running it along. I really didn't need to run it along like that because they all are going to get combined all together anyways. So here we go, the bane of my existence here. It's so difficult for me to open those little guys. That's why I typically just take them out and put them in little types of test tubes when I get those little bags. So I just love these little teeny tiny sequins there. So okay, now we've got that done. I'm going to grab this foam, and it's a dimensional. It's just a long strip. And so what that's going to do is hold all those sequins in. So I'm going to kind of build a wall where I think the sequin should stay. So I put that down. And then I'm going to grab just the small ones. I'm going to grab a couple of those, and these will be going on the sides, so these will be side walls, just like so. I think, and you'll see here, I definitely am struggling with this right now. So I probably should have put it on the outer side, both of them, but one I put on the outer side and one I put on the inner side. So I should have put them both on the outside, because now I'm trying to fit this longer one in, and it's just going to give me a little bit of difficulty. So I grabbed those and I stuck it up here on top, because I know I want my top to be raised as well. The shaker is not going to be that long. I don't want the shaker sequins to go all over. So I'm going to grab one more long one, and this is where I had some difficulty. And you don't need to worry about it being all off like it was here. But so now I'm blocking in where I want those sequins to stay. And see how I have a little bit of extra? I'm just going to push it on over and stick it in there. And we're good. So you can always do that. Now we're going to see how this fits over there, and it looks like it's going to fit well. Let's check out the directions just to make sure that I'm doing it right. Yep, it looks good. Looks perfectly lined up. So now we can go ahead, just move those around how we want them. Again, that doesn't matter because they're all going to get shaken up and around anyways. So I'm removing the tape to expose the double side. And then once that happens, we'll stick the very vanilla cutout portion on there. Now, it's just a little difficult for me to get these sometimes, but that's just user error. Next thing you want to do is make sure the acetate is on there, and you will see coming up here, I'm really going to goof that up. I put it down without thinking, and I have so much acetate left over on the other side. And I thought it was going to work, I'd just be able to cut it, but no, some of the sequins could fall out this side here. So I'm deciding I'm going to pull that up, and it pulled up fairly easily. It's still going to be able to stick, but you'll see some of these sequins jump out and around and about, and so I just got to corral those back in there. And we're going to lift that up and replace it there. And that, I think, was the most difficult part of the entire card, was just placing that. So that fit on there nicely. I'm going to make sure that all sticks. We don't want any of those little guys jumping out of the card. So next thing I'm going to do is take the very vanilla, and we're going to add some tape here. So I'm just putting the snail just down around where the leaves are, because I want that to stick to the acetate to keep that all held together and in place. So the other part, the tops are they're gonna stick to the that dimensional long strips, so I'm not worried. And there you go. Look at that. So pretty. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to decide, I think I'm just going to go with hello, because you can always use those. You can put the Thanksgiving or anything like that on the inside if you want to, or you can just send it as a fall hello card. So we're just going to use that same chocolate chip and ink that all up. And then I'm going to get the I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm going to get the Cajun Craze tag here and put that hello on there. And then that's all they have on on the directions, but I wanted to use this little acorn because I just think it is so adorable. So I grabbed the little acorn, and I'm going to go ahead and ink him up. Just a couple taps there. And then we're going to go ahead and just hang it off of one side. And then I'm going to re-ink it and hang it off of the opposite side. Right about there is good. And look at that. So now we're going to just do pretty quickly. I'm going to get that old olive twine out. We're just going to take a piece and unravel it. And then we're going to get the paper snips and just cut a piece off. I'm going to take that here, and around the Delightful Dijon flag, I'm going to wrap it just a couple times around, and then I'm going to tie a quick bow here. I'm not much of a bow maker, but we'll go ahead and just fake our way through it. I always just make a little bow, and then I pull and tug and pull and tug until I see something that resembles a bow. And then once I figure out where I like it, that's when I will just take the paper snips and cut the tails to the length that I need them. So that'll work. Now I'm going to look for a dimensional here because I would normally put the dimensional on, but I decided I'm just going to go ahead and run some Snail adhesive across it, and then maybe do some dimensionals afterwards. So that looks good. Now I can take that piece and I'm going to stick that. I'm looking for some dimensionals and decide that we're just going to use these little dots here and make it I just want to make it with the items that were in the paper pumpkin. That's why I opted not to use the dimensionals. I just used all the items because a brand new stamper might only have these items and not have the dimensionals. So I decided to just go ahead and use these dots, and all of the times I use Snail, you can use those dots as well in place of that Snail adhesive that I used. So we're going to flip that over and just place it right there, and look at how cute that came out. That is so adorable. So I'm going to be doing another card where I am using some dimensionals and some of the other stuff. But now I'm just going to show you how I store my cards. But quickly I want to get that acorn on here again. So I just think that little acorn would be so cute on the front of the card. So we're just going to ink it up. If you like this card, please give me a thumbs up. If you would like to purchase a paper pumpkin yourself, I'm going to put a link down below. And then, of course, I hope you're subscribed. If not, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as part of our beauty. Alright, so I just stick that in there, and you are ready to go. And it's ready to be sent out. So there we go. Have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.